Ladies and gentlemen, I can't even do it. I really just can't. I can't do the whole shtick. We just watched WWE Extreme Rules, a horror show. I'm Phillip. I'm a microphone messiah. Brandon's on the line. He's a Canadian destroyer. I guess congratulations are in order to my good buddy Baby Huey of the End the Click podcast. The fifth individual to hold the Bulletcast title, his first reign. Congratulations. 175 days as champion, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I was working with. Alright? Now look, some things happened here that I did like, other things that I didn't like, but yeah, Brandon, overall thoughts on the horror show?
Overall, I still don't exactly know what I just watched. It's been about 20 minutes removed from that show. There was some good wrestling, a lot of bad finishes. There was nothing, terrible in the ring. I think all the wrestlers, they all tried hard. Nobody got hurt. That's all we can ask for. But I will say, I did say that finish of the Wyatt Swamp fight was going to be a no contest. And I feel as though, I don't exactly know what the exact results are and how I came compared to Baby Huey being the champion, but I feel as though that was a non-finish, and it played right into what I thought was going to happen.
Honest to God, bro, it was a tie, and I flipped a coin.
Wow.
That's just.
Did you say that I won the Wyatt Swamp fight, though?
I mean, the last person to be shown was Bray Wyatt, despite the gimmick that he was in.
But there was no clear-cut official winner.
Look, I have no idea. Let's start with that. What the hell was that? You have Alexa Bliss, shout out baby girl, dressed in all black, saying, "Braun, I know you want to be together." You have Bray Wyatt having Braun chained up. Braun's fighting some guy that has an axe, and the guy gets set on fire. Hell, I thought Nicholas was gonna show up and be like, "Braun, remember when we won these with those red tag titles?" This was not good. This was not good at all. It's not Bray's fault. It's Braun's fault. It just wasn't good. F minus, guys. -6 stars. Yeah.
Now, I wasn't a fan of it. I don't think I was as harsh on it as you were. I think I'll give it a solid C minus. They still pass. They still get their credit, but they're not gonna make any academic, final whatever. They're not gonna. It's not gonna be in the year-end discussions of greatest matches of the year. That's for damn sure. I mean, the Firefly Funhouse match with John Cena. I know a lot of people didn't like that match, but I quite enjoyed it. I thought that match was much better than this. The feeling, the scene setting that they had, I guess it was good. So from a cinematic point of view, I thought it was shot well. And as you said, that guy who was lit on fire, clearly like a stunt man, and it was so fake, and it was so just weird and unnecessary for it to be like that. And I still don't really understand what the story of the match was. As you said, they kind of did some callbacks to Braun Strowman's past. You had Alexa Bliss, who I guess is Sister Abigail now. I don't know if that's legit. I mean, obviously they're gonna have to acknowledge that somewhere down the line on the next SmackDown or something like that. But
she's Sister Bliss. Oh, we got a fan mail from Hootie Who 420. Oh, are you ready for this?
I don't think I am, but you're gonna read it anyways.
And we can cuss on the recap. So here we go. Mates, what in the bloody fuck was that? Braun Strowman's acting was absolutely atrocious. Bray, I don't know what to say about his character anymore. And Alexa Bliss, well, as Phillip would say, shout out baby girl. Dude, it was bad. It was legit bad. I don't know who didn't like the Firefly Funhouse with Cena. That was a cinematic masterpiece. It needs an Oscar. This deserves a Razzie. When Catwoman won it when Halle Berry played Catwoman in 2004. If you thought that was bad, this takes the cake. Have you ever seen The Room, Brandon? It's probably one of the worst films I've ever seen. Probably one of the worst films made. This makes The Room look like the fucking Titanic. Yeah, that's how bad this was.
Tell them how you really feel, Phillip.
I'm sorry, it wasn't good. It wasn't. I'm not a fan. Like, hell, I watched TNA or Impact Wrestling Slammiversary last night. Moose and Tommy Dreamer was better than this, and it wasn't good. Hell, Moose's whole presentation, his entrance and the debut of the new white strap TNA title was better than this match. Or this fight.
Last month when we did the review of whatever pay-per-view it was, I am honestly forgetting at this point, but when they had that cinematic masterpiece that was the Viking War Raider experience taking on the Street Profits, I had a feeling that maybe these cinematic matches have jumped the shark, and I feel as though we've definitely gotten to that point. But now with this Wyatt Swamp fight, I think this might have been the worst of all those types of matches, especially since they kind of went so far in that direction. At least with the Money in the Bank match, it was kind of a blend of sort of real street fight wrestling match melded with the comedy and cinematic experience that some of these other matches we've seen over the past few months. It's Bray Wyatt. It's The Fiend. We kind of know what we're going to be getting. They keep trying things out, and they're always... We're going to talk about another match where I feel as though they had an idea, because it's cool. But then when it comes to execution, they don't really know how to get the job done.
I have nothing else. I have nothing else to say about it. We're gonna move on to something else that pissed me off. It was an Extreme Rules match for Dolph Ziggler only. Dolph Ziggler taking on Drew McIntyre for the WWE World Title. If McIntyre used a weapon, if he got counted out, if he got disqualified, he would lose the championship and Ziggler would become champion. Ziggler didn't win. Look, in my brain, I knew he wasn't going to. I knew it. But in my heart, I felt like, you know what, I'm going to take that chance. I'm going to take that chance. And he didn't win, and I'm upset about that too. I'll give it a C. I'll give it a C. It was okay. It was alright. Look, Vince, stop putting Dolph in WWE title matches if he's not going to win them. Stop getting my hopes up, man. I'm serious. Stop playing with my effing emotions.
Now, I'm not going to say I really enjoyed this match, but I thought that this match was by far and away the best match on the show. I know that's not saying a lot, but I felt as though it told the best story in-ring wise. It was good to decent, and then the finish made logical sense. I know that doesn't seem like high praise, but on this show, there was a lot of matches that had maybe one ingredient, but maybe like one, and then the opening match and this match were probably the only matches on the whole show that had the right ingredients of a good match. And this match, I think, worked well. I think they told a great story with the heel who, let's be honest, shouldn't really be in this position and doesn't really have a chance at winning the match if it was a straight-up one-on-one match. And they told that story. McIntyre was on the offensive for a majority of the first part. Then finally when Dolph, not Drew, was able to use the Extreme Rules to his advantage, he was able to get the upper hand. But then in the end, Drew gets the win, as he should have. So I thought this was by far the best match just because it made sense, good in-ring, and it wasn't a crappy finish. Solid B.
That was my reaction, but not in a good way when Dolph lost the title match. Yeah, man, I've said my piece about it. I'm going to move on. I thought this was the best match of the night. And you talked about...
And you gave it a C? I can't wait to see what the other matches are.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're gradually getting better. We started off with an F-, and then we're getting a C. You talked about ingredients. You know, this had all the ingredients. It had some salt. It had some pepper. It had some Lowry's for those of you that know what that is. You know, it had some Mrs. Dash. You feel me? Had some lemon pepper. Sasha Banks. I should have picked her. I should have picked Blueface Banks. She becomes the Raw Women's Champion due to some shenanigans, a whole lot of shenanigans. But I'm gonna give it a B. I'm gonna give it a B for the blueprint because I enjoyed it. I did. Now people are gonna say the finish got a lot of clunky. Sure, it got clunky. Absolutely, possibly. But look, I mean the actual wrestling from Asuka and Sasha in this was very good. Sliding knees on the apron. You know, Sasha taking a inverted, or not just like a regular German off the top rope, but landing on her knee to save herself. Meteoras, Asuka locks. Asuka throwing or spraying the ref in the face, and Bayley putting on the shirt and becoming the official and all that other stuff. Look, a lot of stuff happened in this match. It was overbooked, yes, but the right decision happened. Sasha Banks is now the Raw Women's Champion and one half of the WWE Women's Tag Champions, and I'm all for it. Hell, go down to NXT, take the NXT Women's title off of, what the hell is her name? Io Shirai. Bayley, go to NXT UK, take it off Kaylee Ray, and just have a ball. Hold all the gold. Do it. Do it. I love the golden role models, but they're not as good of role models as Britt Baker over in AEW.
Now, Phillip, I'm going to have to dispute the finish. I do not think Sasha Banks is actually the Raw Women's Champion. I still think it's Bayley, or I still think it's Asuka.
I believe she's the Raw Women's Champion. The person who counted the 3 count was wearing a WWE official shirt.
And we never got an official announcement from the ring announcer that Sasha is the winner and new champion.
But the bell rang. The match was over
because he got peer pressured by Bayley.
But she was the official at the end of the match.
She was wearing an official shirt.
Yes. Yes. We've seen this time and time again, to where if the official becomes damaged or takes a bump or becomes impaired, a new official is brought out. They didn't have to bring one out. Bayley. I'm sure she's
WWE recognized officials.
You know what? I'm sure she took a class at the Performance Center back in her NXT days to get some official credentials. We'll have to find out on WWE.com or maybe on social media or something like that. But I'm going to say that Sasha Banks is the Raw Women's Champion.
So, because if I just put on an A's hat and like an A's jersey, does that mean I can just go to the Coliseum and play? Because I have the stuff on, so that's the same thing, right?
No. Competing in an athletic contest by just putting on some gear and being an official, that's completely different things.
Oh, so you're hating on officials and saying that doesn't take any talent.
No, whoa. Like, if you want to throw on some umpire stuff and go out there, by all means, go ahead and do it. I'm not stopping you. But yeah.
Back to the match itself.
I thought
this was the best wrestled match of the entire show. I expected it to be that way, and I also expected there to be a crappy finish, and that definitely was the case. And also, I think in this coronavirus pandemic day and age, we should put the spraying mist, literal spraying spit in someone's eyes and face, should be put on the shelf for the foreseeable future. I was a little disappointed that they actually did that spot. I think you could have just done it with like a spinning back fist or something.
Speaking of that, Dan wants to know, is Asuka overusing the mist?
Well, she's only used it, I think, like one time in the past few months. I don't know, is this the first time she's used? Well, no, she did do it during the NXT match.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I kind of forgot about that. I would say definitely, because they shouldn't be doing that whatsoever. I feel as though spitting in anybody's face at this point should not be used as a spot. I know Naito hasn't done it, and Asuka shouldn't be doing it as well.
Yeah. Well, I don't know where to go with that, guys. WWE, just don't do that. Come on, just.
PSA: don't spit in people's faces.
Yes, absolutely. That's disgusting.
And dangerous.
And very dangerous. And people popped it for years when Tajiri did it. Jesus, oh god.
So we were in the middle of a pandemic.
No, we were not. We were not. But still, just looking back on it. Do we have anything else to say about Sasha and Asuka?
Overall, good match. I'm giving it a C+ because of the finish. There was a decent finish, even if it was a clunky finish, but something we've seen before that made sort of sense. I would have given it in the B range, but because it was such a nonsensical finish, it gets a C+. It
was better than that fucking swamp fight, I'll tell you that. All right, the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins, wins an eye for an eye match, matey, against the legendary Rey Mysterio. I Brandon, what are your thoughts?
So similar to the Raw Women's Championship match. The work in the ring was fine. I don't think it was as good as the women's match, so I'm going to give it a C, overall a C, because I like the work was okay. The finish was utterly atrocious. We said it from the beginning. What the hell are they going to do as a finish? Either they're going to go, the realistic route where they can't really do anything, which is the way they ended up going, or they're going to go over the top with CGI or a fake eyeball, which I guess luckily they didn't do. I don't know which one was the better option. But similar to the Swamp fight, they are going the Vince Russo route, going, bro, we've never done anything like this. Let's do it. And then when it gets down to crunch time, you actually have to do it. They can't think of a good idea. So sometimes in the world, and especially in wrestling, there's a reason why things have not been done before, because it doesn't make sense, and it's not a good idea to begin with. And this eye for an eye match was definitely one of them.
You have to say matey after it all the time. Look, I had heard they were going to do some CGI stuff, so I was kind of waiting for it. But they just went back to how Ray injured his eye in the first place, and that's probably the best option with this. I mean, it's simple, and oh my God, Seth throwing up. Can we just talk? Like, I was eating at the time, and I'm like, oh well, that's fun. That sold it for me. Like, oh Jesus, he must have saw something absolutely atrocious and disgusting. Yeah, I'll give it a C. I'll give it a C also. It was okay. It was decent. The in-ring work was good. Ray almost getting his comeuppance, but not truly getting it. I thought that was good. So I guess the question is, Ray wasn't working with a contract anyway, so he's gone. What happens to Seth now? What's going on with the Messiah?
At the end of the match, I don't know if Seth thought he went too far, which could be a possibility. So I think there is a way to kind of tell a story of maybe Seth kind of not pivoting, but kind of like changing his actions and kind of be like, I went too far. I went over the edge. I need to change my ways, but still being a heel. I think it might be a little similar to what Randy Orton is doing, where he's kind of a heel that thinks he's a babyface and he's trying to do the good things, which I mean, I guess is what Seth has been doing this entire time anyways. But I think it is time to switch up the Messiah gimmick just a tad bit. I think he's been doing the same things over and over and over again with this Rey Mysterio feud. Kevin Owens was in the pre-show, beat his buddy Murphy, so we could go back to that, even though I don't really want to see that match again, because Kevin Owens hasn't done anything since then, and just going right back into a Seth Rollins feud doesn't really entice me. I think Aleister Black is a next logical pick because he was kind of in this feud to begin with, so I think that's the direction they'll go. But yeah, I mean, with Rey Mysterio possibly being out, who exactly knows?
Yes, who exactly knows? All right, Montel Vontavious Porter, MVP 1-2. You hear the clock ticking, tick tock. You're about to start whatever the rest of the song says. So I guess he beats Apollo Crews by forfeit. So we have a new United States champion apparently, or a self-proclaimed United States champion.
So I haven't really heard anything. Phillip is like, he legit injured. Does he have like COVID or something? Like, what's going on with him? Because I haven't heard anything about Apollo.
I don't know anything either. I have no idea. So hold on. Let me say something here. Did Jeremy Borash be like, oh, the place I used to work at, a black guy self-proclaimed himself the title, so here we can do the same thing. Is that just what we're doing? Black men are just self-proclaiming themselves champion? And that's the case, I never lost my championship then. I just won it back.
That's all you. I'm not touching that one.
Yeah, so what are we doing?
I mean, if it is the case that they thought this match was actually going to happen, but at the last second Apollo couldn't wrestle, and they had to switch it up at the last second, I guess this was the best thing you could do. I think you could have also maybe just put in Cedric or Ricochet kind of in there in the last second, because they have been sort of involved in this feud since Apollo's been out for the last few weeks. But obviously, if Cedric and Ricochet weren't needed at the show to begin with, maybe they weren't going to be there, because you don't want to have too many extras just sitting around. But, I mean, if this was the original case where MVP was going to win regardless, I mean, I guess that's fine. But if this was kind of, you had to rewrite around Apollo's situation, I think maybe you turn MVP, or you have Lashley just outright turn on MVP, like have Lashley be an even bigger heel. But I mean, I don't really know at this point. The MVP character doesn't really do anything for me, and now that he's a champion, it feels like he's going to get even more TV time now.
He doesn't do anything for... Are you serious? MVP has been one of the MVPs of the quarantine era.
I mean, he's been fine. The matches aren't really spectacular. The promos are good, I guess, but...
Matt, how you going to talk about Montel like that? One of the best U.S. champions in history. Come on.
Well, I haven't been hating on Randy Orton lately, so I guess I have to start hating on MVP.
Wow.
And Charlotte's not there.
Wow. Hate on people who aren't good, like Matt Riddle.
I'd have to watch SmackDown to hate on Matt Riddle.
Okay. Well, I'll find somebody on Raw that I don't hate on. Humberto Carrillo. He's terrible. I don't like him. There you go. Yeah. So I guess that's that. The Bailey, all that good stuff. She retained the SmackDown Women's Championship against Nikki, or as Sean Stewart would say, Thicky Cross. It happened. I don't really have an opinion about it. I don't even think I have a grade for it. It happened.
I thought this match was good. I thought this was going to be similar to the Raw Women's match, just because of, you have some decent in-ring work, you go to the heels at ringside kind of messing things up, and then you get the finish. But obviously that wasn't the case with the Raw match. This match I thought was good. I do think there is potential in Nikki Cross as the underdog babyface and being the person to take that championship off of Bayley if they aren't going to go in the direction of Sasha and Bayley going against each other. If Sasha is a champion, I think maybe a unification match is a possibility. Who knows what's going to happen with Alexa Bliss now that she was seen in that Wyatt Swamp fight, if she's going to go down a darker route and change up her gimmick. But Nikki, I enjoy her. I think on the women's roster, especially on SmackDown, she probably is the best women's wrestler. And if you're going to have anyone take the title off of Bayley, I think a written, well-managed Nikki Cross underdog storyline to take the title off of Bayley is probably the best case scenario, whether it's going to SummerSlam or Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, whatever they want to do.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but looking at it, Naomi Deserves Better was trending on Twitter on Friday night, so hell, put the title back on Naomi, give her a third run with the strap, and help satisfy the black community. That's we can do that.
I do feel Naomi does deserve to get better. I mean, there's a lot of women on the roster, period, a lot of people on the roster, period, that should be getting to better spots. Naomi herself, she never really, impressed me in the ring-wise. I mean, she's very athletic, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, she can kind of do those impressive athletic moves, but when it comes to like putting a match together and kind of putting everything, all the ingredients together and making it taste good, she never really, jumped out to me in that aspect.
Well, dude, hand her some Lawry's or something, my guy. Like, hand her the seasonings. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna get your Bobby Flay on. Not gonna get your Gordon Ramsay on. You're not doing that. All right, no.
Guy Fieri. Take her to Flavor Town or whatever.
Oh, that has a totally different meaning. Okay.
Oh, it's just that's what he does. When you're making your dish, you take it to Flavor Town. There's no other innuendos sprinkled in there, seasoned in there, one might say.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, we will have to talk about that on Bulletcast After Dark, the horror show. Yes. All right, we didn't have a prediction for it because it was announced after our recording on Thursday. But Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro become the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. They defeat The New Day, consisting of Kofi Kingston. Remember that time that guy was the WWE Champion? And Big E Langston in a tag team tables match. On the pre-show, E and Kofi, they were with Devon Dudley. They said, get the tables because New Day rocks. All that good stuff. So look, congratulations to Shinsuke. He's been the NXT champion, an IC champ, a US champ, now a tag champ. You know what, Shinsuke? You win the big one. so you can accomplish the Triple Crown and Grand Slam. I believe in you. I really do. And Cesaro, well, if you win the world title, you'll achieve the Triple Crown. I'm not sure about a Grand Slam if you can ever get to the Intercontinental Championship. But yeah, congratulations to both these gentlemen. About time they did something meaningful.
I thought it was a good opening match. It is a tables match, so you kind of know what you're gonna get out of it. They weren't too crazy. They weren't too over the top, which I think definitely made the finish a lot more meaningful, a lot more impactful because they didn't do anything too crazy. And the ending with the bump through the two tables off the top rope did look kind of nasty. Hope everyone's okay on that end. But, I mean, it was well worked. I mean, the match I didn't think went too long, so it wasn't able to really get to that next level and be a really good tag team match that I know these four can have. I hope they get a rematch later on down the line and just have a regular 2-on-2 fantastic straight-up match, because if everyone, I keep saying this about Shinsuke, if everyone tries and everything is good with all the right ingredients, it could be really good.
Wow.
C+.
This has become the Bulletcast recap of WWE Extreme Rules, the ingredient show.
The cooking show.
The cooking show. We might have to have a cooking show.
Ah!
Brandon, oh Jesus. Brandon, what's your favorite dish to cook?
You know, not much of a cooker, more of like a barbecuer, so you know, I can cook the meats.
You
I can season the meats, I can grill the meats.
What's your favorite seasoning?
Adobo. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I'm very basic. You know, go-to seasoning, you know, it's not like the only thing, but it's kind of the foundation is some garlic salt.
Garlic salt. I feel you. I feel you, pimp. Put
it on everything. Put it on fries. Put it on steak, chicken, shrimp. Like Bubba Gump out here.
Yes, sir. All right, Brandon. Overall grade for WWE Extreme Rules, the horror show.
I am going to give Extreme Rules, the horror show, a C-. I think, you know, I mean, all the matches I kind of graded in that C+ to C range, and I think the reason it's a C-, maybe is because, you know, the average grade might have been a C, but I just think everything with these crappy finishes, I mean, the opening tag match I thought had a good finish, and then the WWE title match were the only matches that had some logical sense and had a good, clean finish to it. Everything else was just crappy, kind of had the, you know, early 2000s WCW feel to it, where you just had all these matches that they didn't want to give you a finish, and even the finishes they did give you were kind of crap. And then that swamp fight, I haven't really seen anything on the internet thus far about people's reactions to it. I know I wasn't the biggest fan of it, and obviously with the Fiend coming back, we're going to get maybe something similar to that at SummerSlam. Hopefully it's just a match in the ring and something happens, but I just thought all the finishes and all the shitty finishes, since we can cuss, just really took this show down. I wasn't expecting much, and they definitely did not disappoint on that end.
Man, that swamp fight was bullshit, you feel me? Damn, oh, Jesus, I'm sorry. I apologize. Brandon, what'd you give this again?
C-.
Oh, hey now, D+. D+. Yeah. I guess that's gonna do it. Happy belated birthday, Brandon! Yay! What did you do to celebrate your big day?
I had a lovely...
Hold on. Before you answer that, are you one of those people that just does the day of your birth? Do you do like the whole weekend if it's on a weekend? Or I know there are people that do a whole week, and there are those outrageous people that do a whole month. Which one are you?
I'm normally just like a day person. It kind of sucked because if this was a normal, you know, if we were living in the normal world, I wouldn't be doing this after show with you right now because I'd be at San Francisco going to the Motley Crue concert. I would be getting ready to go to New Orleans next weekend. And yeah, none of that's happening. Instead, I went out and risked my life to go shopping for some adult clothes because your boy's on the job hunt, and had some alcoholic drinks, got a little buzz ski, and that was about it.
Wow, yay! I posted it on Instagram, and you got quite a few birthday wishes, my guy.
Well, thank you to everyone
Yes.
who wished your boy a happy birthday.
Absolutely.
I'm 26 now, so once you turn 21, nothing really matters after that. Maybe 30 and 40 because you're over the hill and you're trying to have one last hurrah, but all the other birthdays are depressing after this.
Oh, you're gonna have a dirty 30? Do men have dirty 30s?
Nah, I think it's more like 40s or 50s when they. Well, men are always dirty, but we're not going to talk about that right now.
They have a thrifty 50. Okay, I see you. I can't wait. Hopefully, I'm invited if I'm still around. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for Brandon and myself. Congratulations, baby Huey. You're the new champ. Brandon and I are coming for it at Summer.
I'm taking that up with the commission, by the way.
Taking it up.
Though I should be the champion, but it's whatever.
Taking it up with the commission. Look, SummerSlam. It's on the line again. Brandon, you have the briefcase. If there's a wrestling show before SummerSlam, man, you can cash that bad boy in. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, that's still a thing.
Yes, that is still a thing. Absolutely. I'm the microphone messiah. He's the Canadian destroyer. And stay clean, stay strong, stay safe, stay quarantined. The swamp fight fucking sucked.
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.